On an overview level, in terms of dealing with management and dealing with business, this is actually what the Kashiwagi family learned. It's no more than logic and what's actually being learned in the actual industry today. Meaning, traditional management practices started out with a very direction and rule-oriented environment. It was originally thought you got all the different types of people, but it doesn't matter if these people are different. The philosophy is we need them all to learn the same thing. We need them all to learn and to do the same things. And so we're going to take whatever shape and shove it into the same hole. But what we're finding is, one, it takes a lot of resources to do it. It takes a lot of training. It takes a lot of effort. Two, it doesn't work very well. What we're starting to find because of test and research results is that even though you try to shove somebody and make someone do something, you actually have very little impact to make them do it. What they're starting to find out with businesses and organizations that are really successful is that these organizations, instead of trying to change the people, they're trying to change the structure of how they do business to match the strength and the talents of the people they have. And this is what we're going to find out as we go through the Kashiwagi story. So let's begin. I'm going to make this very simple for you. I put all the characteristics of the rule system. And so in the chat, I just want, and if you can think of something, put it in the chat. If you can't, don't worry about it. But when you look at the characteristics of the rule-oriented system in a family or in our family, can you match these up with any traditional industry practices? Can you think of anything in the industry that we do, in procurement, in contract management, in project management, delivery, that matches up with any of the characteristics in this rule-oriented system? If you can, put in the chat. I'll give you a couple minutes to think about that. So now, as we apply this rule characteristics into the industry, very good, Samardeep. Elimination of creativity. In other words, what you're saying is we don't want people to take their experiences and be able to innovate with that and do things naturally suited to them, something different. We want everyone to do the same thing. We're going to tell everyone, we're going to manage, direct, and control them to all try and do the same things. Yes. Oh, you got it, Kelly. And this was the same in the university environment. When I was a professor at ASU, the professor was everything, right? The students all had to bow down to the professor, to the leadership, right? Because they were the most important. But in reality, the student was the most important. The student has the most to be able to give back in terms of their learning and in terms of what they're going to do for society. And so really it was that hierarchical environment, right? You listen to what I say. But I put some more up. If you have any questions on how these relate, most of them are very straightforward. The punishment system, very similar to incentives and penalties in our contracts. We're trying to use a contract to force someone to do something, right? And what we're finding out that it leads to litigation, and everybody loses when you actually have to try and enforce a contract. But it's part of the environment, and it takes a lot of time and effort.